Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of A Smooth Move, brought to you by yourdependablepartner.com. And as you know, our goal is to bring you information, resources, tools, strategies, all sorts of help you may need, whether you are a senior navigating through the senior space, or maybe you're the child of a senior trying to help the senior navigate through the space. And I just realized saying that I'm a senior now. Yikes. So, uh, uh, so one of the things that, if you've listened to our podcast in the past, both Joelle and I have always tried to share our own personal life experiences. Joelle is blessed to have her parents with her here in Florida. I'm not so blessed. My parents are gone, and we were from Maryland. But uh, what I discovered at a meeting one day was a wonderful person, almost from heaven, named Julie Tombari, and New Day Adult Care Center in Palm Beach County. And if you are maybe a spouse of a senior who's having some issues, or a child of a senior that's having some issues, one of the things I needed was to find a place of respite care. And I'm not saying this is a respite care place, because it's not. Okay. It's a wonderful, wonderful community, but sometimes you need a break, and the senior needs a break, and they need to be with others, sharing activities and sharing good times and enjoying their day. And it's sort of, if you're at home and aging in place, here's a great opportunity and a resource we wanted to bring to everyone. So without further ado, I want to welcome our guest, Julie. Julie, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
And we're thrilled to have you. And I wanted you to share, I got to experience your community firsthand, your facility, I should say. And wow, I mean, really, really a very cool place. And when you walk into a place, you kind of get a sense of what the atmosphere is. I'm sure a lot of that atmosphere is set by Julie. So, Julie, tell us more about New Day Adult Care Center.
New Day Adult Care Center has been open for 25 years. We are owned by Faith Lutheran Church, and they started it to try to help the elders in the community. Now, adult daycare actually takes people 18 and above, but primarily people are 70 to 100, but there are some younger adults. So New Day is a structured program that people come to during the day for multiple reasons. Like you said, whether it's a caregiver who needs respite, a little bit of a break, or whether it is just for the day, or whether it is a participant who really needs to have purpose and socialize and engage themselves in programs, physical and cognitive activities through the day. So we do everything from healthcare, meaning we have a nurse to help with assessing things and help if anybody's not feeling well, if anyone needs medication, administering that. We do blood sugars if needed. We're kind of, I say adult daycare is kind of like a mini assisted living. And we have many different levels within our adult daycare. So we're having the meals, but people come for the activities, because otherwise they're going to be pretty bored if we were just helping them with personal care and just providing medical care. So the beautiful thing about adult daycare is you're doing something the entire time that you're there. And if you feel like you can't or you don't want to, there's opportunities to rest. There's opportunities to do other programs if you don't want to do the one that is happening.
I think what you said is so cool, because you said meaningful, having meaning, having purpose. And, sitting around the home all day, it's not exactly the most stimulating thing you can do. In terms of the food you have there, I can tell you it's delicious, because I ate it. And the breakfast
It is good. It is
it
good.
was really good, really good. I thought about spending the day myself, honestly. Um, but I also think it's critical that you have a major piece of the puzzle, which is you have a nurse on staff, on site all day,
Yes.
um, so that the population and the people who are participating, it would give me a sense of comfort knowing that
Yeah.
not that just the person's being, I don't want to say supervised, but they're in a structured environment, maybe a better way to say it, but that there is actually medical help, because I'm sure many of the folks there do have medical issues, medication, they need to get certain things at certain times, they need to get it a certain way.
I agree. So I've been doing adult daycare since 1991. Huh, just aged myself a little
That's
bit.
your first rodeo, huh?
But
Okay.
so with that, I had 1 year where we did not have a nurse. Um, we weren't able to service many people because of that. Like we couldn't take someone who was a diabetic who needed their blood sugar checked, or there were many things that it kind of limited us by not having a nurse. But you think you have comfort? I have so much comfort having a nurse, because a lot of the people that come to us, we're private detectives. We're like, oh, they're acting a little strange today. What medication are they on? Did they miss their medication? Or we're taking blood pressures either by doctor's order every day or just the once a month. And then we catch something. Okay. So we're constantly looking at the person's health care and in detail to try to make sure that it's okay. And if anybody doesn't feel good, well, I'm not a nurse, and I can call 911 if I need to, but I just don't really like to jump there. So we like to make sure you have somebody evaluate them and really try to figure out the pieces of the puzzle to make sure they're well cared for.
Julie, that's amazing. Do you do all of Palm Beach County, or can people come from other areas? How does that work?
So we do all of Palm Beach County, but there are a lot of adult day programs along the way in Palm Beach County. So we're in North Palm Beach, so we tend to have like Tequesta to West Palm and maybe out to Loxahatchee, because we're right up North Lake. But there are some people who come from a further distance. One of the programs that we have that listen, I've gone all across the country and all across Palm Beach County seeing all adult day programs. They're great, right? So I am they're my heart. I've been doing this for so long. It's service to the families, to the participants, and it fills our heart, because all we want to do is have them be happy and feel and be safe. So it is really an amazing option in the community. But so I say that when people do come from a distance, like I've had people come from Boca or a little further for our integrated memory enhancement program, because that's something that's a little different than what other adult daycare programs do in Palm Beach.
Well, I can say that your heart really shines through, and that makes all the difference, because Brian said, I still have my parents, and I'm very grateful for that. What he didn't tell everybody is that I live with my parents. I moved in here and bought a house with them to take care of them. So I'm in adult daycare all day.
Yeah, you are. It's kind of stressful, right?
A little bit. So I notice that sometimes I'll say things like, why don't you try this? Or maybe no, we're not going to do that. There's a lot of resistance to certain things, but your memory, your heart really speaks to people, I think. And so if you could get somebody there to at least take a tour, seeing you, and I'm sure all of your staff are the same way, because the leader leads the pack, really has somebody give them much more of a comfort level. But if you could tell us a little bit more about the memory care, because that's a distinctive thing to you that sets you apart. And I think it's important for our viewers to know that.
Right. So the Integrated Memory Enhancement Program, it's a innovative response to memory loss. So it's a structured research-based program. It's designed to mitigate early memory loss, dementia in a supportive classroom setting. So we have the regular adult day, and then we have the Integrated Memory Enhancement Program. So we just want you, like I said, be happy and feel comfortable where you are. Mostly people who go to the Integrated Memory Enhancement Program are people who are aware they have memory changes, whatever level it is, and want to work on it. So in that program, there can't be a lot of redirection. There's not a lot of behaviors. Not to say that there's not a moment where somebody might say, wait a minute, I don't remember how I'm getting home, but there's not like anything else that's distracting the group, because it's very structured. It's trivia, word games, reading, writing, math, all done in a fun environment, and it's super social. I know with my dad, when he went to the neurologist, before they put him on any medication, the first thing they said is you have to have purpose, you have to be social, and you have to engage your brain. And, most people, yeah, you're supposed to do Sudoku or word find or those types of things and brain games. But most, like you just said, you should do this today. No, but when you're in the setting where everybody's doing it, that's
Peer
like,
pressure.
they're much
Peer
more
pressure.
willing and happy to do it. Yeah, really, it is. And also,
Yeah.
I think when you go there and you see that you're not, a lot of people don't want to come because they're at the point where they realize they have changes and they don't want it to show to other people. But if you come and like try for a couple hours, you see that that whole thing just releases, because they see, the person next to them can't do the math, and the person on the other side can't do the language part. And there's parts that you're good at and there's parts that you're bad at. But the point is that you're trying to get through that program and work it out in your brain. And that's going to be the benefit to you.
So,
Out of curiosity, I'm sorry, Brian, go ahead.
so Julie, tell me what a day looks like. I can arrive there at what time, and I must be taken home at what time, and
So
what a
we
day
are
looks
open.
like.
Okay, so we're open 7:30 to 5:30 Monday through Friday. You can come one day, you can come 5 days, you can come half days, you can come full days. It's really about us knowing, well, part of that depends on your funding and how you're paying for it, or
Can you
how
pop
much you
in,
want to
or do
spend.
you have to reserve?
Yeah, you have to reserve. So you have to say, I'm going to come Tuesday, Thursdays, and Fridays, because we have to plan for staff and food somehow.
Sure.
So, but we're super flexible. I mean, that is one thing, like, I get it as a caregiver, how hard it is to manage the appointments for yourself, for other people. So if you say Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday is your days, and then Tuesday you can't come, but you need them to come Monday instead, great, we can make that happen. But we just have to have a sense of what's happening. And in a typical day, I'm going to say between 7:30 and 9:45, people are coming in, having coffee, tea, toast, watching something on TV. They are socializing with the staff, with each other. By about 10:30, most people are in, and then they might then they split into programs. So the integrated memory enhancement program, that's like 8 to 16 people a day, and they'll go to their classroom. And then everyone else stays in the regular. A lot of similar things at just different levels of how we do it. So in the morning, there's always a morning meeting where we do this day in history, and we do a pledge of allegiance and a word of the day and a question of the day. Like, question of the day is always opinion. So, no matter what cognitive level you're at, you're able to, and it gets conversation going. So we do that. We do a exercise program for about a half hour, have a glass of water, and then the morning program is a variety. It could be anything from Wheel of Fortune, trivia, sing along, just a complete variety. And just to be clear, the integrated memory enhancement program side, their variety is different cognitive programs. So they're on the other side doing that, while the regular side is having some more fun. We have lunch, we do brain games, and then we have activities throughout the entire day until they go home. We have refreshments at the end at 3:00, and then people start leaving usually 3:30 and 5:30. So that's your typical day, but all between, we're kind of like a mini assisted living. So we help with personal care throughout the days, maybe every 2 hours, whatever level that they need. So I would say about half the people who come on any given day need either help for physically get, stand, turn, get to the toilet, that type of thing, or cognitively to be encouraged to use the bathroom. And then we have the nurse there to help throughout everything else. So, and there's a lot of activity choices. That's what the nice thing is. It's the right place for the right person, the integrated memory enhancement program. And then the other side, we try to divide at least once or twice a day to have a choice of what the activity is.
Do I remember a pool table? Is there a pool table?
Oh, it's so funny. There is not a pool table anymore. I don't know. Were you in our building 10 years ago? Maybe, okay. Yes. But yeah, no, there is not one there anymore. Mostly because it doesn't engage. It didn't engage enough people.
Yeah, it's only 2 people at a time.
And it takes up a lot of space.
Right. Yep. Very, very interesting. And cost-wise, what is this? What does it cost? And is there sort of like a yearly enrollment if I wanted, or 6-month enrollment, or it's day by day, week by week?
Yep, we get billed monthly, and there is no commitment. If you say, I no longer want to come to the program, you no longer have to come to the program. So you only get billed for the days they actually attended. Our private pay rate for a half day, which is considered 4 hours, is $55. And a full day is $90. And that's anything over 4 hours. And you just pay for what you attended. And then, of course, we take a lot of different funding sources as well. We work with the VA and the community program. So if you're a veteran and you get approved through the VA, you can come to us for a few days a week through them. And then all the county funding, and then all Medicaid long-term managed care programs we work with as well.
What about transportation? Like, suppose I'm wheelchair bound and I can't necessarily, my child can't necessarily transport me easily. Is there a solution for that?
We do not have our own transportation. We use PalmTran Connect, and they do a wonderful job of being person to person, and they're pretty good about staying on their times. Some people, if they're on the Medicaid long-term managed care program, they'll use that transportation, and obviously those can both accommodate wheelchairs.
Super. Joelle?
I mean, it's just an amazing program that you have, and I love that it has memory care. That's amazing. I think
it is really, so that room, we've been doing it for 9 years, the integrated memory enhancement program, and that program, it just grew. We purchased it from the Council on Aging in St. Augustine. They're the ones that started the specific program. And then we went and got trained and started doing it. And it just grew in that room. We grew to a point where we needed to use that space and couldn't figure out how. And then when I heard them talk about it and I knew they were going to sell it, I continued to talk to them about it until they did. And they were so happy, because what it attracts mostly is, you can't envision your husband in an adult daycare program. He was a professional. He's not going to an adult daycare, like whatever you envision that to be, he's not going to walk in the door. But when they find out that they're doing something to help themselves and see that they're in a group of other professionals who are in that same circumstance, they'll come. So it is really amazing, the resistance that you think you're going to have, but once they see it, they feel quite different. So we're really so excited to do that program.
I'm so glad you addressed that, because I think there's a fair amount of resistance. So I'm glad that you addressed that. And you can really tell that you just, you go for whatever it is that your people need. And that is such a beautiful thing.
Thank you. Yes, we do try.
So Julie, how do our viewers and listeners get hold of you and the center, and maybe they have questions, maybe they want to start using your services? How do they reach you?
I can give them our phone number at work, which is 561-844-0012. That is the absolute best way. However, if you went on our website, just Google New Day Adult Care Center, you will find our website, and there is a spot there where you can request information. And when you do that, you can ask as many questions as you like and get in touch with us through there. I do highly recommend, even if you're not in North County and you need one in another place, it's like picking out an assisted living. Every place has its own feel, its own, energy, and what you want from the place. So I highly, and I'm happy to help people. If we're not it, call me. I'm not upset that I'm not it. I'd like to find the right fit for you.
Give us that number one more time, Julie.
Sure. 561-844-0012.
And I have to tell you, folks, I felt that energy as soon as I walked into your place. As soon as I walked in, I was there for a meeting that was being held there, and you could feel it. You really could feel it and sense it. And if you're watching this or even listening to this, you can see Julie's energy. I mean, you can't fake that. You got to love what you do and really be very much vested in the program. So
Yeah.
Julie, thank you again for being with us.
Thank you so much for having us.
It's actually a gem. You're a gem, but your program's a gem too.
Thank you.
It really is. And
well, I think part of New Day's charm, other than the fantastic staff and what we do, is when you walk in, it's not one big room. It has a living room and a library and carpet, and it just feels more comfortable and homey. Yeah.
It's homey. It's 100%.
Yeah.
And so I thank you again. I hope all of you that are listening or watching take advantage of this resource. And we'll be back again next week, Joelle and I, and we'll be bringing you more information on your Smooth Move podcast. And if you are in a situation where you need to move or know of someone who needs to move, we are yourdependablepartner.com. We ensure that you have a smooth move, including packing, unpacking, making sure that you are in your bed that night, in your bed, in your new community, with everything unpacked, and anything that needs to be donated can be donated. We'll facilitate that as senior move managers. Anything that needs to be auctioned, we will handle that for you. Anything that needs to be shipped, we will handle that for you. And we will make sure that everything does go smoothly. That's our promise. So we'll be back again next week, and thank you for being here today. Oh, by the way, before you forget, hit the subscribe button right below.
Do I have it?